Okay, hi everyone, Daryl here. I'm from Little Big Secretary Services Private Limited.
Hi, this is Willie from SG Company Services
Private Limited.
Private Limited. Yes.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so today, right, we're going to talk about this particular grant that is actually available to companies. It's actually called the Enterprise Development Grant, or in short, EDG.
Yes. I think a lot of people has talked about this abbreviation for quite a while, but not everyone knows what it actually stands for. So I have some clients who ask me and my partners like, what is this grant about? What is this EDG about? And how to go about getting it? So I recently heard from Daryl that he has his first experience of getting this grant. So perhaps you'd like to share more.
Okay, so as you know, like for corporate secretarial services, we are very, I would say, paper heavy, which means that all our filings and everything, we keep it in physical files. So what we did was that we got an external vendor to digitize and automate the corporate secretarial process. And what we do is that we created an online portal whereby clients can log on and then they can retrieve their company details, they can retrieve their registers. And all this, right, the government actually funded us. We actually applied to Enterprise Singapore and we got funding. We got funding of 80% on the portions whereby they felt that it was innovative. And so they didn't fund 80% of the whole contract price from the vendor. They segregated the portions which they think were innovative and would add to
Automation.
yes,
that
automation.
Sort of, okay.
Yeah, to our business. So then from there, right, they granted us 80% on the qualifying cost.
Okay. So the whole idea is to promote and encourage businesses to undertake projects that can automate, that can make their process more efficient.
Yes.
And also save more paper.
Yes. Yeah. So essentially, right, if let's say your project cost is maybe like 20,000, then if the government funds you 80% of that 20,000, right, you are only paying about $4,000. And what you do is that you get a system that can automate. So if you think about it from the flip side of things, right, maybe in the past you may need to hire 4 people to do that certain job, but moving forward maybe you only need to hire 2. So it saves you maybe like if one worker is about $2,500 to $3,000, right, it saves you about $5,000 to $6,000 a month. But your one-time outlay for maybe a 20,000 project, right, is about $4,000 because the government funds you 80%, you pay 20% only.
Okay. But definitely government money is not that straightforward. It's not like you can just apply and sure get it, right?
No. Okay.
Of course, you can share with us how's the process and what are the qualifying conditions required.
Okay, so I would say that the process of applying for the EDG, for the Enterprise Development Grant, is not difficult, but it's very tedious. So what happened was that I had to go back and forth with the officer in charge. In fact, I think I had about 30 to 40 emails. It was very tedious. I had to keep going back and forth. I had to keep going to the vendor and ask him to revise his quotation to match what Enterprise Singapore wanted. And so I think that if let's say you are somebody who wants to apply yourself, you have the time, then you can apply yourself. But I've had some clients that they heard that I managed to apply on my own, and because we are a corporate secretarial firm, so some of our portfolio, some of our clients from our portfolio said that, hey, why not you guys apply for us? So as a corporate secretary, we can do the application for our clients as well. I would say that if you need help, you can contact Enterprise Singapore, but in all honesty, I think the advice that they give you over the phone may not be the best constructive advice to go about the grant. I think that once you apply, then the officer in charge will start liaising with you and then trying to put together, and they want to make sure that the grant is really for your company use. You're not going to abuse the grant, you see.
So they will ask a lot of very detailed questions on how you intend to make use of this
Yes.
This project or this software.
Yes,
right?
correct. Yeah, so and another thing, right, is that okay, so I'm referring back to the Enterprise Singapore website. Okay, so if you to qualify for the EDG, right, you have to be a business entity that's registered in Singapore.
Yep.
You need to have a minimum of 30% local shareholding,
Okay.
and you must be financially viable. That means they will actually see your financial statements and the health of your company, right, to assess whether you can pay this amount of money. So if let's say your company has like zero revenue, not doing any business, then I don't think the government will fund you very much. Your application may not go through at all. Okay, so and yeah, and one thing is that even though the support was actually lower, so because of the supplementary budget last year in 2020, they actually increased the qualifying support, right, to 80%. But if for enterprises that are extremely severely impacted by COVID-19, they will grant up to 90%.
Okay. But of course, all this will take a lot of proving and documentation to show
Yes.
them,
Yep,
you know,
definitely.
what amounts and what cases are more deserving than the others.
Yep.
I see. So if your clients who happen to like, can they always reach these officers on the phone? Is it like, are they always responsive? Are they that easy to reach? Because I know sometimes government agency, you know.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, so I think that the person that I reached initially, the information that he gave me was a little not what the approving officer wanted. So I was going down the wrong path. So that resulted in me going back and forth on many occasions. So it took me a good like 2 months plus just to get everything in order so that my grant will be approved. And during these 2 months plus, right, I had to do quite a significant portion of work. Yeah, but because we are corporate secretary, right, every day we're loaded with paperwork, so we're quite okay with that. but I would think that if let's say you're running a business, then you don't really have time to do this application, and then I think that the process should be streamlined a little bit more.
Okay.
That's my own personal take out there to Enterprise Singapore. Yeah, but
Just a feedback.
just a feedback.
Yeah.
But they were helpful. They were helpful, but they wanted wanted very specific things in the grant application.
Okay.
So there's a myth. The myth is that you have to go to grant specialists, okay, people with certain qualifications for them to apply the grant for you.
Okay.
The truth of the matter is that you don't. Okay, you can get somebody in your company to apply for you. You can get one of your employees to apply for you. You yourself can apply yourself. If not, right, then you can always go to your corporate secretary, which is exactly what Willie and I are running. So we run corporate secretarial firms. You can actually come to our firms. We will help you with the grant application for a minimal fee. I've had clients whereby they asked me to help them source for IT vendors as well. So we source for IT vendors, and so we get them like 3 or 4 IT vendors. Then they interview the IT vendors. They tell the IT vendors what they want. Then they see which one is the best fit. Then they come back to us. The IT vendor will provide the quotation to us. We will do the proposal for the client. Then we will charge the client a fee. So it's a hands-off process. Once the grant is approved, then you start the project. So there's no payment at all for the project. Okay, until the project is approved, then you pay the IT vendor.
So there is a sequence of events here. There is the approval first, and then there is the payment. Make sure there is funds for the payment.
Yes.
And the proof to show that you have paid the vendor, of course. And
Correct.
then when you commence on the creation of this project, there are phases you have to update the
Yes.
EDG as well. I mean Enterprise Singapore as well.
So at the end of the project, right, there will be an audit. So
yes.
there's a panel of auditors that is approved by Enterprise Singapore. So what they will do is that they will take a look, see whether this project is deployed properly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that there were a lot of negativity when it came to like abuse of PIC funds.
Back then.
Back then. So I think now the government agencies, they want to know that this money is being spent, well spent on the companies. It's really helping companies, and I sincerely think that if you are going to want your company to grow, especially in a time where digitization is the way to go, please make use of all government grants out there, because it can help you, you see. Like, it literally is going to help my company, because what 2 people used to do, right, I can do it with 1. So we can streamline our processes, and we can do more things. In the past, to be frank, we cannot be helping our clients to apply for EDG because it's so, we are so busy. Right? Yeah, but because
Very swamped.
We automate, then after that we can do that as well. Yeah, so that's something that I think businesses out there, right? You guys should, if you're running a company, you want to know how grants can help you. Can look for Willie or myself. We'll leave our contact details in the description below. Then so if you need help with any grants, you can just look for us.
Okay, so we'll hear from you guys soon. See you, and Happy Chinese New Year in advance.
Happy Chinese New Year.
Okay,
Happy Chinese, 恭喜发财，恭喜发财。See ya.